from the historic village of Aldona, if you had to cross to the island of Khorjuem, and by the way, ladies and gentlemen, do you know that in Goa, we have got almost about 7 islands which are inland. We have got Diwar, we have got Sharam, we have got Kalvi, we have got Khorjuem. So many of them. Raneche, Santistev actually was an island. And we have got 3 major islands outside into the sea. Now one of our island, Anjadiv, has been taken over by the Navy. But from Aldona, if you had to go over to this island called as Khorjuem, till the year 2004, you had to cross by the ferry. But in the year 2004, this amazing bridge, the cable-stayed bridge, was inaugurated. The foundation stone was laid on 30th of May 2003, that was on our statehood day. And in November 2004, this entire bridge was opened out. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are crossing this bridge to show you the island of Khorjuem. It has an amazing fort and it is connected by 2 bridges. Both the bridges are unique in character. One is a cable stay bridge while the other one opens out or opened out, but now it has stopped. But ladies and gentlemen, as I start this program of My Goem to you, we all say that it is My Goem. But if it is My Goem, and we say that we are Goenkars, then we should also take care of our Goem. Now when we came to this cable-stayed bridge, like so many other places, we found a lot of beer bottles and glasses broken over here. This is not the way that we have to take care of My Goem. If you find anybody doing this, please stop them. If not, call 100, because there is a need today to call 100 from our heart, not the police, but to ourselves, to stop all this type of vandalism that is happening all over Goa. You cannot enjoy by putting the safety of other Goans online. So please do not litter anywhere, do not break glasses, and do not write graffiti on our heritage sites. So without wasting more time, let's go into Khorjuem. And by the way, Khorjuem, do you know what is Khorjuem? If you break that word, Khor means tough and Juem means an island. So in other words, this name of this island, Khorjuem, tells us that that must have been a very rocky place and not suitable for farming. Point to think. This fort at Khorjuem has a beautiful story. It is said that among the troops that were stationed over here, there was a lady. Her name is supposedly Ursula Lancaster. Now this lady, she wanted to see the world, and the best way that she could travel the world was by dressing up like a man and joining the army. During those days, army always looked for people who wanted to join them. And this lady too got inside the army. It is said that this lady was posted here at the fort of Khorjuem. But the inevitable was supposed to happen someday or the other. Someday this lady was found out by the other people that she was impersonating like a man. But Most of the stories have a bad ending, not this one. It is said that the captain of the fort married this lady. What a beautiful ending to this cute little fort called as the Fort of Khorjuem. In your places also, in your villages also, you will find that we know a particular heritage site by its name. Like we say this particular fort is Khorjuem Fort. But do we know the exact location where this particular fort has been located? Now here we have got Mr. Vinayak Parmar, who is a resident of Khorjuem Island. Let us find out from him what is the name of this particular place. Vinayak Bab, आमच्या प्रोग्रामाचेर तुझे स्वागत आसा. तुम्ही खोर्जुवें म्हणटा पळय.
खोर्जुवें आनी हो किल्लो कोटार किल्लो म्हणटा कोटाची मुड्डी.
हाका म्हणटा कोटाची
मुड्डी म्हण आता किल्लो म्हणटा ती वर बशी आता डायरेक्ट येता. बशी डायरेक्ट येता म्हणटा आता समते किल्ल्याकडे वर म्हणटा. पण ह्या जाग्याचे नाव कोटाची मुड्डी. सो लेडीज एंड जेंटलमॅन, द name, the original name of this area around is Kotachi Muddi. So let us say thanks to Mr. Parmar. Thank you, Parmar. We have now crossed the cable-stayed bridge and we have come to one of the most historic heritage sites on this island called as the Khorjuem. I told you what is Khorjuem. And here, to our luck, we found that there was a festival celebrated being on this fort over here, and it was called as the Heritage Jatra. And in that Heritage Jatra, we found one of the person who is a guardian of all the heritage sites in Goa, Professor Prajal Sakardande. So let us find out from him what is the history of this particular fort. Prajal Bab, welcome to My Goem.
Thank you. Sanjeev Bab, Khorjuem किल्लो हो एक आयलंड फोर्ट आसा आनी हो फोर्ट ओरिजिनली भोसलेज ऑफ सावंतवाडी हांणी बांदिल्लो. म्हणजे तांचे जेन्ना राज्य आशिल्लें पेडणे बिचोली साखळी सत्तरीचेर, सो भोसलेज ऑफ सावंतवाडी ताणें हो बांदिल्लो. आनी मागीर जर तुमी हें इन्स्क्रिप्शन एंट्रन्साक पळयलें ताजेर क्लियरली एक डेट आसा 1706 म्हणून. आनी ताजेर एक पोर्तुगीज जो कायतान दिमेलो कास्त्रो आशिल्लो ताणें हो फोर्ट 1705 कॅप्चर केलो आनी बाय 1706 this fort was rebuilt by the Portuguese after capturing from Bhosles of Savantwadi.
What was here earlier? There was no fort like this earlier?
There was a fort, but हे turrets बी हे Portuguese स्टायलीचे जे आर्किटेक्चर आसा ते नाशिल्ले, ते मागीर रिबिल्ड करून ताणें घेतले. So as you enter the ताजे inscription आसा 1706 चे.
Perfect. And this was originally built by the
Bhosles of Savantwadi.
Yeah. And then it was refurbished and redone by the Okay. So now you know what is the origin of this particular fort. But he has been putting in so much of effort. He has been pumping in energy amongst the youth of Goa. And one of them whom I laid my hands on, all for you ladies and gentlemen, is this gentleman, this young smiling gentleman called as Tejas Pandit. Tejas Bab, you have been tutored and you have been guided by Mr. Prajal Sakardande, who himself is an icon where the heritage is concerned. And he's creating future icons in you. Can you tell us how his guidance has helped you and what have been your efforts in trying to preserve the heritage and pass it on?
Actually, simple like we normally tell the professors normally tell students not to bunk lectures, but my journey started with bunking my lecture in college in Agnal Polytechnic where I met Prajal sir. Prajal sir had come to give a talk for the 12th standard history students. So actually we were bunking the lecture and finally we landed up in this program. So
I love such professors.
so it all started with like Prajal sir was explaining the history of Goa, and Prajal sir was focusing on the heritage sites in Murmugaon. And since I live in Murmugaon Taluka, that keen interest developed to see these heritage sites in Murmugaon. So Prajal sir guided us to see these sites. Even he motivated us to preserve the old things. And from that, I met my friend Kapil also, who started my coin collection by giving a small Shivarai, a Shivaji coin. And from there, my coin collection also grew well. So I'm thankful to both my brother, my Kapil Korgaonkar, as well as my guru, my sir, I call him Prajal Sakardandi.
Ladies and gentlemen, the name that he has, Tejas has been saying, Kapil Korgaonkar, is an entity which is as great, but he doesn't look like that. Very shy person. He runs away from the camera. And here also, he's hiding behind me over here. But today we have come to the heritage site of Khorjuem Fort, where there is this Heritage Jatra that is happening. A lovely name, Jatra, not a festival, Jatra. And here, the entire credit, along with his team definitely, goes to this gentleman, Mr. Kapil Korgaonkar. Kapil Bab, welcome to My Goem. And would you like to tell us something about how you managed to start off this heritage? Yes. And more importantly, please pass on a message to all these Goenkars who are sitting down at home to come and visit such forts.
Yes. अशें जालें सर की आमी 2 वर्सां पयलीं हांगा खोर्जुए फोर्ट क्लीन केल्लो आनी त्या वर्साच्यान आमी डिसायड केल्लें की एवरी इयर हांगा येवन क्लीन करतले. आमचे क्लीन करता ते पळोवन मे बी आर्किओलॉजीक म्हणजे आमी हायलायट करून मोटिवेटेड जाले आनी आर्किओलॉजीन हांगा येवन एवरी इयर जे हेरिटेज सायट्स आसा गोंयाचे आर्किओलॉजीच्या अंडर येता ते क्लीन करपाक लागले. आमकां उमेद आयली की आमी कितें एफर्ट्स घातला ते पळोवन कितें तरी बरें जालां म्हणून. आनी अशें चिंतलें की खोर्जुए फोर्टा आनी कितें तरी अशें जावपाक जाय. हांगा रातचे आयले हांगा सगळी कडेन काळोख आसता, गांवाचे लोक खूब तांचे फायनान्शियल पोजिशनूय बरें ना. सो अशें मनान आयलें की ह्या गांवा खातीर कितें तरी करचें म्हणून. एट द सेम टायम खोर्जुए फोर्टूय तकलेन आशिल्लो आनी आमी हांगा पयलीं पासून येता आनी हांव आल्दोना मतदारसंघाचो हो एक फोर्ट आसा आनी हांव आल्दोनान रावता. सो म्हाका अशें दिसलें हांवें कितें तरी करपाक जाय म्हणून हांवें हांगा करपाचें थरयलें. पयलीं हांवें प्रज्वल सराक सांगलें आनी प्रज्वल सरान म्हटलें की कपील गो हेड. इतलें म्हणल्यार फुडें म्हाका म्हणटा ती मनानसून अशी एनर्जी आयली आनी आमचे सगळे म्हाजे फ्रेंड्स आसात, तेजस पंडीत, नुशा बांदोडकर, अशे खुबशे, रमेश मटकर हांगचेच आसा, प्रशांत सावंत, अशे खुबशे भुरगे आसा तरणाटे, तांच्या मनान सारकी एनर्जी आसा हेरिटेज गोंया खातीर म्हणटा पळय तशी. आनी ते आयले आनी आमी हांगा कोणाची स्पॉन्सरशीप घेनासतना सगळ्यांनी आपल्या बोल्सांतून पयशे करून थोडे पयशांनी थोड्यांनी चड दिला, कमी दिला, अशें करून हो येदो व्हडलो कार्यक्रम हांव म्हणिना खूब व्हडलो आसा पूण हो फर्स्ट टायम आसा आमचे एक एफर्ट आसा हो कार्यक्रम आनी आमी एवरी इयर व्हडलो करीत रावतले अशें आमच्या तकलेन आसा. मॅसेज दिवपाचें तुमी सांगलें गोंयकारांक. आतां अशें तुमकां खबर आसा की गोंयकारपण म्हणटा ते सारकें काबार जावपाचे वाटेर आसा आनी आमचे खुबशे यूथ आसा जे गोंयकारपण वाचोवपाक तांच्या मनान आसता पूण ते कांय करपाक पावना. सो हो आमचो एक असो प्रयत्न आसा. ह्या प्रयत्नांतल्यान आमी आमचें गोंयकारपण खरें कितें म्हणटा तें दाखोवपाक लोकांक प्रयत्न केल्ले आसा. असले कार्यक्रम खूब युथांनी एकठांय येवन आतां सगळे कडेन युवा महोत्सव जाता आनी खूब कितें गोश्ट जाता. हितूनसून एक गोंयकारपण राखपाचें एक काम भुरगे फुडें व्हरता. पूण अशेंच कार्यक्रम रादर दॅन गोईंग फॉर दीस वेस्टर्न कल्चर, आमचो गोंयचो कल्चर जो आसा म्हणजे आमचें हेरिटेज आसा, गोंयकारपण आसा, जेवण आसा युनीक आमचें गोंयचें, हे प्रिजर्व करपाक लागून असले कार्यक्रम, ल्हानशे कार्यक्रम घरा कडेन सुद्दां करूं येता. सो हांव मागता लोकां कडेन की आमच्या कार्यक्रमांक सुद्दां आज केला तशें तुमी आमचे कडल्यान सुद्दां हेल्प घेवन अशे कार्यक्रम गोंयभर करचे.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you see these three gentlemen over, this three figure is very important. We know in all the faiths, the three are always considered on top. And in the heritage sector, whom I call as guardians. And ladies and gentlemen, there is one more thing. When I was looking around in this fort for a nice location where I could take these few words from these three gentlemen over here, which other spot could I use for the guardians of heritage than a guard turret behind? You can see a turret behind. So that passes on a message to you that here are the three guardians and they are looking out for a huge army of Goans or Goenkars, if you consider yourself, to come out, help them, because this is the army that is going to preserve our heritage, Goenkarpon, for the generations to come. That's your duty also. Understand that. There is a wonderful book written by Dr. P.P. Shirodkar, the former director of Goa Archives. It is called as the Fort and Fortresses of Goa. And he has listed some amazing photographs and some forts that are existing and that have already gone into the sands of time. But there is another gentleman, a good friend of mine again, and a fabulous sculptor. His name is Sachin Madge. Now, he is an expert, I would call him an expert, though he doesn't call himself, about reading the Modi script. And he has gone to different museums and libraries in Pune, Maharashtra, Goa, everywhere, and identified certain things. And he has written exhaustively in his own archive about the forts of Goa. So today, let us find out from Sachin Bab Madge a little about the forts that are there, how many forts were there, because I'm sure you don't know about it. And let us see whether we can go and bring all those forts to you. Sachin Bab, how are you?
Fine.
Okay. Sachin Bab, can you tell us how many forts were there in Goa?
गोंयान म्हाका लागीं लागीं 52
52 forts.
हय त्याची नोंद मेळ्ळ्या. म्हणजे काही जाग्यार नांवां आसात फक्त फोर्टांची, काही जाग्यार इतिहासान उल्लेख मेळटा. पण सगळे आतां किल्ले थंय उरून ना. म्हणजे थंय जाग्यार उरून ना. म्हणजे काही जाग्यार कोट, कोटार, फट्टीर अशे जागा आसात. त्या जाग्यार काही यांचे इतिहासान उल्लेख मेळटा. आतां उदाहरण सांगता की मडगांव किल्लो आशिल्लो, कुंकळी किल्लो आशिल्लो. आतां थंय किल्ले ना. आमच्या इतिहासाच्या अनेक हेज्यान कागदान हेज्यान डॉक्युमेंट्सान तेजे नांव उल्लेख मेळटा. थंय कितें लढायो जाल्यात ते सगळे तेजे सगळें मेळटा. पण ते आतां जागेच मेळना अशे तरेनात. आनी सादारण आतां गोंयान उरलेले आसा एक 10-12 आमकां किल्ले आसात ते पळोवपाक मेळटा. आनी म्हाका लागीं लागीं तेजेतले 43 जागो सारके मेळ्ळ्या, तेजी हिस्ट्री मेळ्ळेली आसा.
43 forts in Goa that you can trace back to.
Yes.
Okay. Now I have a very interesting question for him, and I'm sure you will want to know this. Now behind me you can see mountains which are the mines of Shirgaon, and that Shirgaon is in Bicholim Taluka. Where I am standing on the fort of Khorjuem today was part of the old conquest of Bardes of the Portuguese. Among Bardes, Salsette and Tiswadi, this was the old. And the other side is the new conquest. Now my question to you is, I see a rivulet behind over there. And would I be wrong to say that this was an international border between Portuguese and the Indians, the Marathas, for 243 years?
Yes. लागीं लागीं 240 वर्सां ही इंटरनॅशनल बॉर्डर आशिल्ली. तुमकां आतां आमी गोंयान आतां खंय भोंवता अशें, पण न्यू कॉन्केस्ट आनी ओल्ड कॉन्केस्ट म्हणजे नवी काबिजादी आनी जुनी काबिजादी अशे हेज्यातली ही जी बॉर्डर आमी आतां ही पळयता ही पलतडी बिचोली तालुका, बतग्राम तालुका हो बार्देस तालुका. बार्देस तालुका 1543 म्हणजे 1543 हो पोर्तुगीजांच्या ताब्यांत आयलो. तेज्या उपरांत पलतडचो एरिया हो आदिलशाह मागीर मराठे यांच्या ताब्यात आसलो. मागीर पलतडचो भाग हा 1780 बिचोली तालुका पोर्तुगीजांच्या ताब्यात गेलो. म्हणजे 1540 43 ते 1780 म्हणजे लागीं लागीं 240 वर्सां ही बॉर्डर आशिल्ली. ह्या दोन बॉर्डरच्या हेज्यार म्हणजे मराठा आणि पोर्तुगीज आदिलशाही ह्या दोगांचो संघर्ष खूप फावट जालेलो आसा. मागीरच्या काळान जेन्ना शिवाजी महाराजांनी 1663 च्या हेज्यान बिचोली हो भाग त्यांच्या ताब्यात गेल्या उपरांत हा मराठा रूल त्या वाटेन स्टार्ट जाले. शिवाजी महाराज आणि संभाजी महाराज ह्यांच्या टायमार सुद्धा ह्या न्हंयच्या ह्याच्यावर म्हणजे कितें जल वाहतूक म्हणजे नेविगेशन चलता त्याच्या वयल्यान पोर्तुगीज आणि मराठ्यांचो खुबसो संघर्ष जालेलो आसा. इतलेंच ना, ह्या एका गजालीक आतां ह्या वर्सा शिवाजी महाराज गोंयान येयले एका 350 वर्सां ह्या वर्सा जातली. बार्देस स्वारी ह्या वर्सा कंप्लीट जाता 350 वर्सां. त्या जो पोर्तुगीज आणि शिवाजी महाराजांचो तो तह जालेलो आसा, टीटी जालेली आसा, टीटी जालेली आसा, बिचोली जाला. त्याच्यान सुद्धा नेविगेशनच हो एक म्हत्वाचो मुद्दो आसा की त्या हेज्यान दोगांचे हेजो व्यापार ह्या सगळ्या न्हंयच्या हेज्यातल्यान सारक्या तरेन चलपाचो. अशा तरेचो हे इम्पॉर्टंट. म्हणजे आतां आमचे कशें वाघा बॉर्डर आसा भारत पाकिस्तान, तशें एक्चुली ही बॉर्डर आशिल्ली ती त्या तरेची आसली. आतां आमकां कळना ही इतले तेन्नाची आसतली, पण हे इतिहासातलें सत्य आसा की त्या टायमार ही इंटरनॅशनल ही बॉर्डर आशिल्ली.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, can you believe it? An international border right inside Goa for 240 plus years. And it had a mention between the agreement of the Portuguese and Shivaji for trading rights and for the ship movement. Today, that land or the new conquest of the earlier times or Bicholim Taluka is connected to Khorjuem Island with a very unique bridge. Let us see the bridge and say bye-bye to Sachin Bab. On the approach road to the village of Aldona, you come across this cute little cross over here, but you suddenly realize that it is much below the road level over here. This particular cross is called as the Noyanso Kuris. What is Noyanso Kuris? Now you can see that there is all soil around this. Every year, during the harvest festival, every church grows rice prior to the actual rice planting season in a small area called as a konigi, the place where they plant the rice so that they can be ready when they are cutting it for the harvest festival or the Konasanje fest. And this is the place that was actually much at a lower level, and now with these roads coming up, the entire area has gone down. So here you have got this beautiful place called as the Noyanso Kuris. You will not believe the heat that is over here. Amazing heat on the Khorjuem Island. After going for that Jatra, it was beautiful. It was very well arranged. We saw the entire fort. You saw the entire fort. But then, after all, we are Goinkars and we need to eat our fish curry rice. And when we crossed the cable stayed bridge towards Aldona, we came across one restaurant, Bau restaurant. And you won't believe, I have got here a very typical Goan dish, rice. I won't say it in English, you know why. Rice, fish curry or human, tisryu, shellfish. If you are somewhere in the world, I'm sure you are going to get water in your mouth. Then we have got potato bhaji over here, and we have got pireli curry or kokum that has been squeezed, the coconut, grated coconut that has been squeezed, and we have got this curry. And the main ingredient of this dish, the fish. Yipido. How well can you end an episode if not with such a beautiful Goan fish thali? But food aside, there is a time in everyone's life where you must pay your dues back to the land that you are in. Many of us have left this land and gone to other places, but we do come back because Goa calls, and we do come back. Please, whenever you come over here, visit the places. Now this time we have managed to come to the Khorjuem Island, one of the many islands that we have, inland islands that we have in Goa. And we have brought a lot of information for you. Please write to us on the email that you see over here. There may be more information over here which we may not have covered, or in other places also. My attempt, the attempt of My Goem and my team, my cameraman, you will not believe how hot it is outside. Goa has been really very, very hot. In fact, you can almost fry an egg out there and make an omelette out of it. But we are trying our best to get all these things for you. So please do write to us on the email over here and let us know how you have liked it, good, bad, ugly. Or if you have got something, let me know. So, Goekar Mujhe Bhau, bye-bye. Signing off on this episode.